Hey everybody, I hope you're well and enjoying the sunshine. Today I'm continuing my top tips on weight loss in lockdown. And the subject for today's video is carbohydrates. And you may or may not know that if we eat too many carbs, the body stores the excess energy as fat. So the key to losing weight is to cut down on carbs. So anything carbohydrate, the body breaks down into glucose and then it can store that as fat if it doesn't use it up for energy. So there's a number of things that you should be doing now that you have that knowledge. And one is to choose carbohydrates that release their energy really slowly. So you want to choose unrefined carbohydrates. And what I mean by that is anything that's as close to its natural state as possible. So white bread would, if it was in its natural state, be wholemeal bread. So wholemeal bread has a lot more fibre in it. It takes the body much longer to digest it and release the energy. The same goes for things like brown rice. So brown rice is rice in its fairly natural state, and then it's refined, and 70% of the fibres removed, leaving us with white rice. And white rice is really, really easily digested, and it turns into energy really quickly. So the first thing you should be doing is look at the type of carbs you're choosing at the moment, and see if you could swap to a less processed or less refined version. And then you'll be choosing foods that release their energy slowly and gently so that your blood sugars remain more balanced. If we choose white rice, white bread, white pasta, that causes a surge in blood sugars, which is followed by a crash, and then you're craving food to give your brain glucose again. So the first thing is to choose unrefined carbs. The second thing is to think about the portion size that you're giving yourself of carbohydrates. And really, unless you're doing a strenuous job or you're running for a long distance, we really don't need that many carbs to function. Obviously, this does not apply to children, this is for adults. So in terms of portion sizes, you're talking about 35 grams of wholemeal pasta, or 25 grams of white rice, or 40 grams of brown rice. And these might seem like really tiny portions to you, but you'll notice the difference in your weight if you start to reduce your carbohydrate intake. And it's not just about cutting back. You would then replace that with additional non-starchy veg. So make sure your plate has the same kind of volume on it, but that there's more veg, maybe a little bit more protein, and less of the starchy carbs. And my third tip, and probably this is what you'd come to third in the kind of progression of applying these tips, is to think about how many carbs you're having in the evening. So if you have a really carb-dense meal in the evening, say, I don't know, sausages with mashed potato, or a big bowl of pasta, or curry with a huge amount of rice, all of those carbs are going to give you a really large amount of energy. And if all you're going to do after eating that meal is sit down and watch the television, you're not going to burn it off. So a really quick way to encourage weight loss is to cut down carbs considerably in the evening, and if possible, just have protein and vegetables in the evening. So do let me know if you've got any questions about this. It will make a difference because really the reason that we have a problem with society these days is because we're eating too many carbohydrates. Anyway, I hope that was useful. Do leave comments and do share if you think other people would benefit from this, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, bye.